Hey guys, so we just got back from the greatest freaking experience, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Being able to see Return of the Jedi for its 40th anniversary in the theater. And it's her first time seeing it, obviously, in the theater.
Yeah,
But
because I'm not old.
I vaguely remember Empire Strikes Back. I was like a little kid. Return of the Jedi has a sweet place in my heart because I do actually remember going to the theater and seeing it. My grandmother dropped me off and picked me up later. It just goes to show you a different time. You know, you could drop your kid off at 7 years old and be like, oh, I'll pick you up later.
When was it? 1950?
You're fucking shit, boy. Dude, we're big Star Wars fans. The dog's name is Princess Leia.
And we have our Star Wars shirts.
I have my Revenge of the Jedi shirt, which, by the way, is what the movie was gonna be called, and then they changed the title at the end of Return of the Jedi. So, dude, let's talk about the movie. You know, like, sit down and just fucking shoot the shit as fans, because we are fans, and I'm sure you guys are too if you're gonna watch this crap. So, yeah, and listen, it's a 40-year-old movie. There are spoilers ahead. Just warning you. Now, when it opens up, though, and you see the Emperor, this is the first time the Emperor is on screen. I mean, he had the shitty hologram, like the really bad FaceTime from Empire Strikes Back, but then you see him on screen, and the Death Star, you get to see it, and it's like kind of half built, like it's under construction.
It looks so cool.
It's freaking cool to see that shit under construction. But, dude, this thing opens up in Tatooine. This was epic, man, because this movie took a good, like, freaking, I didn't check the time. It's like 30, you know what? I got Disney Plus. Give me a second. 37 minutes we were in Tatooine saving Han Solo. It was like a small movie in itself.
The way it was done, it was really cool.
It was awesome, dude. Like the whole, like,
just adding more characters into it with like C-3PO, R2-D2, and then Leia in that disguise.
I liked the disguise after.
You're so weird.
No, and then no, and listen, and dude, unfortunately we did have to watch on the big screen the special edition crap that freaking George Lucas felt like he had to throw in there.
It was
But
interesting.
that's one word for it. And yes, you have the infamous Boba Fett death. And yes, Boba Fett did die in the Sarlacc pit. Before, I always wanted him to survive the Sarlacc pit, but then I saw Book of Boba Fett, and I'm like, you know what?
No.
Maybe you just let him die. And he died in a stupid way, but you know what? It's better than surviving in Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But seeing the whole thing, like the moment like Luke gets to the edge and he jumps off the plank and does a flip in the freaking music cues, that's 35 minutes in, dude. The build up for that scene.
It was so good.
Seeing Luke in like all black, that was badass.
It's a good look on him.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. And understand the scene when I was a kid in the theater watching this. Da, 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 and freaking R2-D2 shoots up the freaking lightsaber and Luke grabs that shit. Dude, when he turns that shit on and it's green, you're like, you didn't know, like, they make green lightsabers? You're like, I didn't know they could do that. Yes, they make different color lightsabers. That was a big deal, dude, in Return of the Jedi when you saw that.
And it holds up.
Yeah, you would think it would be... Dude.
For that time.
I thought it was going to look like crap on screen.
It really holds up.
There was some stuff that was actually not bad at all.
Yeah.
It's still dated.
Well, yeah.
It's dated, but you're like, I thought it was going to look worse.
Honestly, in my opinion, the prequels aren't, like, they hold up less than
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
the original trilogy.
Not trying to be a hater for the prequels because everyone has their... Like, dude, I used to give so much crap to the prequels, but you know what? I get it now. If you were 5 and you watched even Phantom Menace, well, maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think anybody likes
yay,
that.
5, politics!
Yeah, the CGI is not holding up in it.
It's because the original trilogy, they used more practical effects.
Oh, they used a ton of practical effects. There was a little bit of special effects.
Yeah.
And the CGI that the same time they're making the prequels, they put into this shit, it's the bad part.
rough.
It's like, ugh.
It's like
It's
PlayStation 2
It's like a
rough.
PlayStation 2 game.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens as technology advances.
Yeah.
Then, they take off and freaking Luke goes to see Yoda. And it's so cool to see, like, puppet Yoda, not like freaking backflip, ballerina Yoda. But no, Yoda dies. And it's like, oh, by the way, I got to say this is kind of BS, dude. When Obi-Wan Kenobi's ghost shows up. And he's like, yo, dude, listen,
by the way.
I wasn't really trying to lie to you and all, but Obi Kenobi was like, listen, man, Anakin kind of like was done when he became Darth Vader, so he kind of died. So depending how you look at it, I wasn't really kind of like
I wasn't
lying to you, dude.
Lying, I just didn't tell you.
Yeah,
everything.
it depends on the angle, you know. Could you imagine if Luke went to turn in an Empire, actually succeeded and killed Vader, and then Obi-Wan would be like, "Oh fuck," and then Luke would be like, "Wait, he heard something?" Like, you know, maybe Luke checked Twitter and he's like, "What the fuck?" And then he goes, "Obi-Wan," and Obi-Wan's ghost would have disappeared in 2 seconds and be like, "I'm out, bro." So yeah, that's kind of messed up. Then I'd be like, "Yo, by the way, that's your dad."
And he plays it off so like
He's like, yeah, I didn't do anything wrong.
It's how you interpret it.
Yeah, bro, you know what? Maybe you heard it wrong. I was trying to say that was your dad, but that's still there. But maybe you misunderstood Luke. This is on. He gaslighted Luke. He gaslighted Luke. What the fuck? Obi-Wan gaslighted Luke. That's messed up, bro. One of my favorite scenes in this entire thing, when I was a kid, the speeder bikes.
They're so cool.
I never told you this. Like, okay, I'm talking about my toys when I was a kid. I loved my Millennium Falcon, and I loved my AT-AT. The other toy that I could not like put down, believe it or not, with all the big toys, it was the speeder bikes. I had one, dude. The freaking amount of play that I got from that freaking toy, the speeder bike. Oh, dude, I would just freaking all over. And this is the thing with George Lucas movies and Steven Spielberg with like Raiders of the Lost Ark stuff. The sounds that you get sometimes, weird as shit. And it's like, but it's it's epic.
And in the theater, oh my God, it's...
The speeder bike scene, I was convinced today was going to look like shit.
It holds up.
It actually...
It really holds up.
I don't know if it's the 4K, but they made it look really good where it's like, you can tell it's still an old movie, but it's not like some stupid thing flying around like that. Plus, they shot this in the Redwoods, Northern California. That's home. They shot this in the Redwoods. We went to there to the woods. You were so afraid of spiders, but no, they shot this in the Redwoods, and dude, that was such an epic action scene for the time to watch that, and you're just like, how do they even come up with this shit? And then we meet the Ewoks.
I love them. They're so cute. I've always wanted when I first watched it. I was like, Daddy, I want one.
The Ewoks, they're cute, and it's cool that the little people. I almost said the wrong word. It's cool that so many little people got work. You know.
Oh wait, that's how.
What do you think? That was a fucking computer or robots? Dude, those were midget. Those are little people. Yeah, dude.
Really?
They were people. What do you think? The animatronics was that good? It's now on camera that you just found that out.
Because they're so tiny. Like, they're extra tiny.
Okay, now you're just kind of burying yourself, dude. You're burying yourself right now. I don't know if you want to say that. Oh, man.
But they're cute. The Ewoks. The Ewoks, they're cute.
I don't even want to keep this on film. I might want to cut this one out. I'm just gonna keep it in. Fuck it. But no, it's. I will say they are adorable, but I call bullshit, man.
What?
There's no way they beat the freaking Empire.
To me, in my heart, the Ewoks did destroy the Empire. But if you wanna be so negative,
no. It's totally cool that their little makeshift arrows went through stormtrooper armor. Because
you're just not a true Star Wars fan.
They were going, and went through No, I appreciate that they beat the Empire, but I mean, let's be real. It's
Nope. They beat the Empire with their rocks and their stick arrows.
Yes, they did.
And their robe.
Now, I will say this about the Ewoks. Mm-hmm. As much as it's like, oh, they're so cute, let's not forget. They're fucking cannibals, dude.
Okay.
They were going to eat Han and Luke.
And
I'm just saying, that gives them a little bit of badassery.
Yeah.
There's just a tad of badassery added there because they actually eat people.
Maybe they ate the stormtroopers.
Well, they did because they were playing with the helmets.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope they didn't feed any to Han, Luke, and Leia. Like, here's some, like, oh, what is this? Like, is this veal? Oh shit! It's like, no, it's Stormtrooper, dude. Head of Electra, that shit. Okay, when Luke tells Leia, hey, you know, search your feelings and that. My father was strong with the Force. I was strong with the Force, and my sister's strong with the Force. And Leia's like, oh my God, I'm your sister. Here's
Like,
the thing. The whole time she's like, oh my God, I'm your sister. I'm like, where's the part where she's like, oh fuck, Vader's my dad? It's like, yeah, like there was none of that. It's like, it just.
No, especially in the first movie where he was literally torturing her.
He blew up the entire planet that she was raised on. In Empire, she kissed him in the mouth in front of Han, and I know it was a kiss, but there must have been some sort of physical attraction where she's like, you know what? I'd hit that.
Right? Like, that's gotta be...
And there was a really cool scene when like Luke turns himself in and then Vader and him have that moment and he's talking to him. I will tell you, when I was a kid, I didn't realize how heavy-handed the foreshadowing was with this scene where Vader's like, it's too late for me, son. I'm just like, I didn't think it was that obvious when I was a kid. Like, I was still surprised when Vader turned.
I honestly, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess when you're young, you don't pick it up. But when you're an adult, you're like, why don't you just tell us all the ending already?
I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't pick up a lot of things from this movie. Like, when I thought Leia was in that little slave outfit, I thought she just got high and wanted to change it to something.
Are you serious?
Yes!
She just decided to, like, whore it out on top of Jabba. She's like, oh, look, it's a comfy couch. It's Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah! I didn't realize that she was a slave. I thought that, yeah.
And then you get, like, freaking, like, all the adventures are going on. They're about to attack the Death Star. Luke is freaking in the throne room.
If Luke strikes him down with all of his hate and anger...
He's always going to be with him.
He's
gonna
always
be
gonna
like,
be with him.
He's going to be like...
like, he's going to be Obi-Wan gaslighting him.
Yeah, oh, fuck. Could you imagine? You have Obi-Wan and the Emperor, and they're both gaslighting you the whole
It's
time?
like the devil and the angel on the shoulders, but it's...
And yes, I did like the moment that the one Ewok died, and the other one was like, that was cool.
It was cute.
It was emotional.
It was
you thought
sad.
it was cute that an Ewok died?
No,
You fucked up. No, I'm just saying, it gave depth. It's like, okay, there's some sort of stakes where you know that out of the 8,000 Ewoks that were there and the entire military empire, an Ewok died. And that was hard to watch.
It was.
To watch one Ewok die against an entire empire.
You're a hater.
Military
What do
gear.
you have against Ewoks?
Oh, look, there's your moment of the Ewok dying.
It was sad. Why are you going to it?
Because I want to show it to you again.
No, it's so, like, look at him. He's like... No! That's so mad! That's horrible!
You know, I missed something. Can we watch it again?
You've got to give him more time.
Now, I will say, and it's iconic where he's like, oh, you know what? Oh, your thoughts have betrayed you. Now I know. Wait a minute. Darth Vader's like, you have a sister. Maybe I'll turn her to. Where's the part where Darth Vader's like, wait a minute. Oh, fuck, I have another kid?
Well, he does...
He just said, oh, you have a sister. I'm going to turn her to. It's like...
Well,
why isn't he like, oh my God, wait a minute, how much child support do I actually owe now? It's like...
Well, in that moment, he's just trying to say anything to, like, get that anger out of him.
That's true. That's a good point.
He's
good.
like,
Wow.
I'm going to get your sister, you and your little dog, too. You know?
Or the Ewok. Well, they got the Ewok. The Ewok was already gotten. Ewok was dead.
I like that.
Are we sure the Ewok died? Do you want to watch it again?
No, go, stop. I liked the one moment where he's like, Obi-Wan taught you well, and Luke is on top of the stairs and Vader is down there, and Luke has the high ground. I thought that was really cool.
And yeah, you get that moment where like Darth Vader grabs the Emperor, and spoiler alert, and he's like, bro, and then I do wish again with this freaking special edition crap. In the original, you've never seen this. In the original Return of the Jedi, he doesn't go, no.
Really?
No, he just grabs him and throws him. And it's actually a lot more powerful when you see it that way.
I like the first no was kind of to himself.
No.
I didn't like the other. It was giving the
Yeah, no, but my point
Revenge
is,
of the Sith. Like,
That's exactly what it was. And pretty much they copied the freaking no and put it on the Revenge of the Sith. But no, originally he just grabs him and you just see him take him and you're just like, what the? Mm-hmm. And yeah, they ever since 2000, it's it was almost like an Ewok dying.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do blow up the second Death Star. And no surprise there. But before they do that, like there was a cool scene where like he takes off the hat and the helmet, and I am sad they didn't use David Prowse as the actual actor under the helmet, because that would have been cool. David Prowse was the guy that actually was Darth Vader in the suit. You know, James Earl Jones did the voice, but David Prowse, which is a huge weightlifter, and grab that so I could show. Grab it so I could show. We actually met David Prowse when Bella was a kid. And really young, and
I look so nerdy.
Oh, stop! It's awesome, and he was the biggest sweetheart, dude.
He was so sweet.
There's a picture of her and him, and that was just the coolest freaking experience. He signed it for her, and dude, he was just
a sweetheart.
He was just the biggest freaking sweetheart, man. What a good guy, man. Rest in peace, dude.
Yeah.
But, dude. Yeah, so it sucks that they didn't use his face and they put another actor in there, but it is what it is. Like Luke goes and he starts burning Darth Vader and for the Jedi funeral shit.
That was emotional.
It was emotional, but all I'm thinking and what I'm watching is, okay, who's the guy who was in the woods hiding that took the charred helmet afterwards and sold that shit on eBay to Kylo Ren? Because Kylo Ren had the charred helmet. That helmet's probably made out of some fucking heavy ass shit.
Yeah, so probably.
Granted, Ewok arrows would probably easily go through that helmet. And obviously, we get the end celebration and where they are with the Ewoks. Now, here's the thing: something you don't know. That obviously wasn't the original ending. The original ending, they're dancing in the original ending. I forget the name. It's the Ewoks. They're doing this chant and their song, and it's not this. It's like num 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 num. And all the Ewoks are singing, and they go.
For somebody who hates Ewoks, you sure do know.
No, but you remember the end of that song because it was the end of the Star Wars trilogy. You didn't know you were getting fucking prequels and sequel trilogy. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh my god, this is the end of Star Wars. So it was a big deal, and it wasn't like you were like getting in your car. You're like, I want to hear the freaking Ewok song. Yeah, like num num. No, you were not doing that, but still, it was kind of freaking.
You sound like you did.
Oh, hell yeah, I was jamming and thinking about the Ewok that died. But no, it was like, yeah. But to me, Empire is still the best of the original trilogy. But I have a place in my heart where it's like I almost like Return.
Yeah.
I want to say more. It's like right there.
Yeah. For me, it's Empire, New Hope, Return.
Empire, New Hope, Return?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for me, it's probably Empire, Return, New Hope. And the only reason I have New Hope third... New Hope is fucking amazing. Yeah. The only reason I have it third is because this is one of those things where the more world building Star Wars did at the time, the more interesting it was. So getting to know more about it's like you need it was almost like I hate to say it, it's almost like freaking like an addiction.
Yeah.
Which back then, oh my god, when Empire would come out, you're like, oh my god, I want more. And you had to wait 3 freaking years for this shit. 3 long years. There were no internet leaks. There was no, oh my god, I learned this, I learned that. The trailer gives everything away. Nope, not back then. Back then you were like chomping at the bit, like, oh my god, I need more Star Wars, and then the next one comes out. And that was the coolest thing about it back then, dude. And yeah, so unlike certain things, like, sorry to say, like, I'm not a huge fan of the John Wick sequels. I love the first one because to me, the more you look behind the curtain, it's almost like a Wizard of Oz thing. It's not that interesting to me anymore. There was a mystique about it, like Boba Fett. Same thing, dude. The more you saw, the more you're like, oh no, less is more. Star Wars, that wasn't the case back then. Back then, it's like you wanted like Return, you wanted Empire, so it was like cool. But yeah,
for me, A New Hope was super special because like the introduction to the characters, and watching that for the first time, and then watching it again and again and again, it's like that nostalgia. It's like it's so like it.
You got teary-eyed. She got teary-eyed at the end watching in the theater.
I get emotional.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it's beautiful. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And I love you. And I'm glad that we got to share this.
You're right.
Stop. You know that's true. But yeah, Return of the Jedi, it deserves a conversation because it's an epic film. It's an iconic film, and yeah, dude, it's one of the most iconic movie series trilogies in history, if not the.
Yeah.
So yeah, happy. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be
And
with you guys.
love you guys. Please like, subscribe, comment. Please comment. And thanks for watching.
I feel like we should do the sequel trilogy.
We're going to do it. Playing with the Millennium Falcon, building it.
Can we skip Last Jedi?